What's up YouTube, BMR here, and today I want to give you guys a review of the Acer Ceramic bearings for the Mini Z all-wheel drive. So these are something I picked up back in the fall of 2019, and I just forgot to bring you guys a review on them. But luckily, one of my subscribers reminded me about it in the comment section, so, it prompted me to make this video, so thanks, man. But anyways, these bearings, I'm glad that I've had a chance to let them break in. It's been a few months, and I've had a solid amount of time for these things to break in fully, because that's one thing I saw on the forums, because I wasn't familiar with Acer Ceramic bearings. I had never heard of them before. Apparently, they're big in skateboards, like longboards, racing, that kind of stuff. That's what they're more used for. But anyways, I went to the forums to do some research on these, and everybody was saying these things required a break-in period. And for me, that just sounded really janky that a ceramic bearing would need a break-in period, since theoretically ceramic bearings are going to be perfect, right? That's the whole reason why they roll better, is because the balls are machined perfectly. They're perfectly smooth. But anyways, they said they required a bit of a break-in period, and they do. So if you guys remember in the initial video when I installed these, I think it was SP chassis conversion number 4 is the video that I put these ones in. But anyways, guys, they barely rolled better than the stock standard bearings. But now that I've had a chance to let them fully break in, I want to go ahead and show you guys right off the bat that they do roll better than stock bearings, but not a whole lot. So let's go ahead and check it out here. Let me focus. All right. So they do roll a little bit better, no doubt they do perform slightly better than the stock standard bearings, but it's not a crazy amount difference for performance. Another thing I wanted to mention with these bearings, another good thing, so I want to quick give you guys the good and the bad of them. So number one, they do roll slightly better than stock standard bearings. And number two, and the coolest thing, and really the thing that made me want to get these more than anything, is this fact right here. All right, so see how these things are shielded? So on the right, this is a stock standard Mini Z all-wheel drive bearing. They're open. One side is slightly closed, or caged, I guess. I guess that's the cage. And anyways, you can see straight into the bearings. But these ones, they're shielded on both sides. So that will keep dirt, grime, dust, all that kind of stuff. But for me, guys, you know me, cat hair is a big issue. So I got these more than anything so that they would keep cat hair out of my bearings. And guess what? They do. These things perform really well. They work great. But that brings me to my number one biggest flaw on these bearings. And check this out, guys. These things are not sized correctly. So as you can tell, these are for the bearings for the hubs, and these things stick out. And so when you install these into your camber knuckles, these ones on the left will stick out about that much. And so it throws off your offset. I'll try to take apart the car later on in the video, and I can show you guys again just how far off it is sticks out, but it does mess up your offset. I would say it changes your offset by at least 1, maybe 1.5, because I was using it on over here on the S13. This has a 0 offset in the front and rear, and I installed these bearings, and my wheels were rubbing on the body, and they couldn't make full lock because they were hitting the body. But anyways, it really limited the suspension travel too, because the wheels were sticking so far out, they were actually hitting the body, and it rubbed some of the sticker off. These aren't the rims that I was using. These are my from my R32, but I had them sitting out, so it was easy to pull them. But anyways, it messed up my my stickers. It marred up my stickers. So I mean, that's not the biggest thing, but either way, guys, that's a huge issue if your bearings are not the right size. I mean, look at this thing. It's crazy to me that these things are so far off that they messed that up so badly. But whatever. So moving on to the rest of the bearings. So you get a set of bearings for all of your wheels and rims, but then you also get differential bearings and then center shaft drive bearings. So the differential bearings, those were fine. They were the same size as the stock standard all-wheel drive bearings. The drive shaft bearings, those were the same size as the stock standard bearings. So those ones are fine. I don't know why they fudged it up so bad on these wheel bearings, because these are the most important ones, and they're garbage. They mess up your offset. And maybe for some cars that won't be as big of an issue, but for my body that I was running these with, it caused a pretty big issue. So I don't know what to say, guys. I guess these bearings really aren't worth it. What I've done now, what I normally do, because I don't use these ceramic bearings in the wheels, I took these out and I have them just sitting. I have them in here right now just to show you guys. But the differential bearings, so I keep the differential bearings as ceramic, and then I just run standard bearings on the outside, and it rolls slightly better than stock. I mean, but it's not a crazy amount better. And for the price tag, Not worth it at all, guys. And so that's the final thing I want to mention for these is these aren't cheap. So I got these on the Acer website and they were about $80, $85 shipped to my door. And that was with a coupon code. So I think they run about $80 on their website. Then they're discounted slightly, but then you can apply a coupon code on top of that. And then you can get them, like I said, for, I think it was like 60 bucks for the bearings and another 15, 20 bucks to get it shipped. So they're you know, you have to weigh it yourself. You know, is it worth the cost to have your bearings roll slightly better? And the other thing, messing with it with your offset, that's just unacceptable to me. So these bearings are a hard fail in my category. I would say pass on these guys. Do not get these bearings. There may be other bearing companies out there that can get ceramic bearings. I'm not quite sure, but the fact that these don't match in size is a huge, huge issue. So if you guys want to go out and get a bearing kit for your Mini Z, I would say just get a standard steel bearing kit and run your bearings dry. So initially I lubed up my steel bearings, and I think lube isn't necessarily a good thing for bearings for this scale because you get dust, you get grime, and it just inhibits your bearings. It makes them roll not as freely. They're more restricted. This car is so lightweight. It doesn't have a lot of momentum. It doesn't have a lot of inertia. So I don't think having anything inside your bearings is a good idea. I think it's better to just run them completely dry and have them be completely clean. And then your bearings will be pretty much as free as they can be. So that would be my recommendation, guys. If you want to have a better bearing kit in your car, either clean and strip your stock bearings, make them so they're completely dry, or get some PN Racing ones, maybe something like that. But I don't know. Shielded bearings are a great idea, and hopefully I'll be able to find another company that makes some shielded bearings that are the correct size. So that's something I'm probably going to do in the future is I'll try to look and track down a company that makes ceramic bearings for the wheel hubs and see if I can find ones that match this dimension exactly so they fit and they work, and you know, we eke out that tiny bit more performance because this really isn't worth it, guys. I mean, that's racing though. I mean, that's RC cars, that's the hobby. You spend a lot of money to get a tiny bit of a performance improvement, but with these ceramic bearings, you're spending a lot of money, almost half as much as the cost of the car, and you're getting the most minuscule, tiniest bit of performance improvement. But the thing is that improvement's not going to be noticeable on the car. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. If you're enjoying the content I'm producing on the channel, please smash that subscribe button and show your support. The channel's growing immensely lately, guys. We're getting close to 1,000 subscribers, and that's just mind-boggling to me. Never thought we would get to that point. I honestly thought we would get to maybe 100, 150 subscribers and it would cap out, but the channel continues to grow, and that's just awesome, guys. So I wanted to thank you guys and tell you guys I appreciate all your support. My cat's racing around the house right now. He was yowling at me earlier, so I'm gonna go play with him. But anyways, guys, hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.